Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So while programming, you might face a situation in which you need to exit a loop completely when an external condition is triggered, or there may also be a situation when you want to skip a part of loop and start the next execution. Python provides loop control statements to handle such situations, and loop control statements change the execution from its normal sequence. In this video, I will talk about loop control statements available in Python, and these are break, continue, and pass statements. These statements can be used in both while and for loops. The syntax is really easy. You just need to specify the loop control statement inside the condition. Let's see each one of them in detail, starting with break statement. The break statement is commonly used in the cases where we need to break the loop for a given condition. So the break statement in Python is used to bring the program control out of loop. So the control of the program flows to the statement immediately after the body of the loop. So let's say an example here. So here I will write a program to find a character inside a string. First I will initialize a string, Python. After this I will use the for loop to traverse the string. I will write for char in s. So here I will write a condition to check each character. So if char is double equals to, here I want to check whether O is present in the string or not. So I will write O here. If the condition evaluates to true, the if block will be executed. So inside this if block, I will write print character found. So if I found this character, I want to break the loop because I have already found the character. So here I will write just break statement. That's it. Execute it. And here we got the output. Here I can also mention the index number. First I will write account equals to 0, and after each iteration I will just increment the value of count. Here I will write character found at plus string count. Here I'm changing the type because count is integer, that's why I need to explicitly convert it. Execute it, and here we got the output that character found at index 4. We know that Python also supports else statement associated with a loop. So if the else statement is used with a for loop, the else statement will only be executed when the loop has exhausted iterating the list completely. That means if you break out of the loop or if an exception is raised, it won't be executed. For example, here I will write else print character not found, execute it. And here you can see that else statement is not executed because here we are using the break statement. But if I remove this break statement, execute it, and you can see that here we got two outputs. Remember, if I'm breaking a condition and if character is not found, I can simply write else condition, execute it, and here we got the output. But if the element is not present here, let's say I've written A here, execute it, and here we got the output that character not found. If the break statement is inside a nested loop, that means loop inside another loop. So the break statement will break the innermost loop. Let's see how it works. So I will just remove this. This time I will use while loop. So first I will create a counter or iterator. I will write I equals to 0. So here I will write a program to print the value of I and j. And here I want the value of I from 0 to 3. And I want the value of j from 0 to 4. So I will write while I is less than 4. It will give the value from 0 to 3. After this, I will initialize the j variable equals to 0 for the innermost loop. Then while j is less than, here I want the value of j from 0 to 4. So I will write 5 here. That's it. Here I will print the value of I and j. Then increment the value of j. After this, I want to print a new line. That's it. And at last increment the value of I. Here I will also write I and j to understand it better. So I will write first I, value of, that's it, and the value of j is, here I'm using output formatting, dot format, I want to format I and j, dot format, execute it. And you can see that for each value of I, that is 0, 1, 2 and 3, we are having the value of j from 0 to 4. But what if I want the value of j to be either 0 or 1? So in that case, I can just write a condition that if j is double equals to 2, I want to break the inner loop because I don't want the values from 2. So that's it. Execute it. And here you can see that for each value of I, that is 0, 1, 2 and 3, we are getting the value of j only 0 and 1. Why? Because here we are breaking the loop. The continuous statement in Python returns the control to the beginning of the while loop. That means the continuous statement rejects all the remaining statements in the current iteration of the loop and moves the control back to the top of the loop. So here I will initialize a counter I equals to 0. Here I want to print the value from 0 to 10. So here I will write while I is less than or equals to 10, I want to print the value of I. And after this, just increment the value of I, execute it. And here we got the values from 0 to 10. But what if I don't want to print a particular value, let's say 7 here. So here I will write a condition if I is double equals to 7. I don't want to print the value of 7. So here I will use this statement. So because of this statement, the while loop will skip this iteration and proceed for 8. But before this statement, I have to increment the value of I plus equals to 1 because the remaining statements will not be executed. Now execute it. And here we got the output. And you can see that we don't have 7 here. Because of this continuous statement, the while loop has skipped the iteration for the 7 and proceeds for 8. Now we will see how to use pass statement in Python. Python pass is a null statement. That means when the Python interpreter comes across the pass statement, it does nothing and is ignored. So when should we use the pass statement? For example, if you have a function or class or any condition with the body left empty and you plan to write the code in the future, so the Python interpreter will throw an error if it comes across an empty body. A comment can also be added inside the body of the function, class or any condition, but the interpreter ignores the comment and will throw an error. So the pass statement can be used inside the body of function, class or any condition. During execution, when the interpreter comes across the pass statement, it will just ignore it without giving any error. So let's say an example here. Instead of continue, I will just write pass here and remove this. That's it. Execute it. And here we got the output from 0 to 10 without skipping this iteration. But what if I remove this pass? So if I remove this pass, then it will raise an error. Execute it. And here you can see that expected and indented block. That's why here I have to type pass. Now execute it and it worked fine. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys learned something. In the next video, we will solve some pattern questions using for and while loop. And before ending this video, I just want to say one thing that I'm doing my best to create the best possible Python course. And I would really appreciate it if you support my hard work by liking this video and sharing with others so they can learn as well. And be sure to subscribe my channel for more tutorials like this.